Blue White Weekly, a weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Presented by Domino's, the world leader in pizza delivery. Optum Healthcare, they get you back to you. International Diamond Center, better selection and value guaranteed. Ford and your neighborhood Ford dealers, the best rise to the top in a smart and fuel-efficient Ford. Georgia Power, a Southern company.
Welcome into another edition of Blue White Weekly, your weekly look at Georgia Southern athletics. Cullen Lacey alongside Danny Waugh. A big win for Georgia Southern football to move to 5-1, 3-0 in Sun Belt Conference play over the Texas State Bobcats deep in the heart of Texas. But, Danny, a lot of other action around Georgia Southern as well.
That's right, Colin. Women's soccer and volleyball had huge Sun Belt Conference tournament implications in this past weekend's events. We'll take a look and see what happened from this past weekend. Friday night was senior night for women's soccer as they took on the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina, who is currently second in Sun Belt Conference standings. The Eagles were aggressive in the first half, taking 11 shots, 5 of them on goal, as they knew a win would keep them in contention for the Sun Belt Conference tournament. 19th minute of play, possession Coastal Carolina. Hannah Miller takes a shot from atop the 18, sails it over the head of Eagle keeper Jocelyn Springer, and the Chanticleers strike first. Later in the half, Brogan Boudreau takes a shot off the pass from Hannah Smith, looking to even the score, but it sails over the post. Moments after, Tyler Gordon had a closer look, but it's blocked by Eva Napstein. She finished the game with 8 saves. Minutes before halftime, Elizabeth Rockhill receives a pass in the box, takes a shot, deflects off the hands of Springer into the net. Rockhill scores her second goal of the season. Coastal Carolina takes a 2-0 lead. Eagles had good looks in the second half. Tyler Gordon close on the shot, but Napstein makes another save. Chanticleers hang on and spoil senior night for Georgia Southern. Volleyball faced Troy inside Hanner Fieldhouse in what was a 5-set war between the two Sun Belt Conference foes. The Eagles almost had set 1 up 24-23, but the Trojans took the next 3 points to win the set 26-24. Set 2 tied 23-all. Back-to-back kills from freshman Madison Brown and senior Lauren Riekert evened up the match at 1 set apiece with a 25-23 win. The Trojans took control of set 3, maintaining a strong lead throughout the set. A service there from senior Jocelyn Morrow gave Troy the win, 25-16. With their backs against the wall, Georgia Southern fought back in the fourth set, going on an 8-0 run early and culminated with the Eagles winning the set 25-20. A couple of small runs from Troy early in set 5 put them in position to win the match. Set point and match point Trojans, Lauren Riekert goes for the kill, but the attack is blocked by Savannah Moore. Troy takes the set 15-10 and the match 3-2. The Eagles had an opportunity to bounce back on Saturday night versus South Alabama in another conference matchup. Lauren Riekert gets a kill early in set 1. She finished with 7 kills in the match. Later during the second set, Megan Jones for the Jaguars finds open space for the kill with the assist from Rachel DeMarcus. The Eagles lost set 1 25-22 and did not want to be down by 2 sets early. Freshman Maddie Bryan gets the kill with the assist from Madison Brown to get the momentum going. Another freshman, McKenna Tusek, added to that momentum in set 2, attacking from the far side and also getting the kill, but South Alabama was able to hold on and take the set 25-20. Set 3, Eagles looking to rally back, and Maddie Bryan and sophomore Skylar Ball make a key block on Megan Jones to fire up the team. However, it was not enough to stop the Jaguars as Hannah Johnson and Kelly Hartman get back-to-back kills to win the set 25-18 and sweep Georgia Southern 3-0. Finally on Sunday was the home finale for women's soccer in a makeup game against the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. It was a physical matchup from start to finish. A long shot from Louisiana did not go through as Jocelyn Springer falls on the ball and keeps the game even. Moments after the first shot, Casey Pooh almost put the Raging Cajuns on the board, but a great defensive save by Kristen Sandifer prevents a goal. Georgia Southern now on the offensive side. Junique Rodriguez takes a high-arcing shot, but doesn't find the net as we go into halftime scoreless. Second half, 59th minute of play, corner kick for Georgia Southern. Marcella Montoya finds an opening off the assist from Hallie Huff and Megan Prisby to put the Eagles up 1-0. It's Montoya's first goal of the season and breaks the scoreless tie at Erk Park. And then, 87th minute of play, Tyler Gordon finds Ashton Adams for her third goal of the year and seals the deal for the Eagles. They win 2-0 over the Raging Cajuns and end their last home game on a high note. Well, Colin, volleyball still has a chance to get into the Sun Belt Conference tournament, but a big win for Georgia Southern on Sunday against the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. They keep their tournament hopes alive.
Hard to believe it's this deep in the season for both of those sports, but Georgia Southern football, again, a big win against Texas State this past Thursday on national television, and we'll take a look at those highlights when we return on the other side of the break.
There are so many fast and easy ways to make your home more energy efficient. Find tools and resources to help you save money and energy at georgiapower.com/save.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Orthopedics, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation. Experience the Optum difference.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
The Learfield Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or at L Directors Cup on Twitter or Facebook. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
You have a new job now, right?
I do. It's a busy place.
Whenever you're ready.
It happens every time.
I've got it.
And every time,
Always do this.
she wins.
It's on me.
All right.
But you have the BB&T app with
Who are you
Zelle
texting?
Oh, no one. I really should go back.
and can pay the bill before she even leaves the restaurant.
Beth?
Ah, the taste of victory. BB&T. All we see is you.
There are so many fast and easy ways to make your home more energy efficient. Find tools and resources to help you save money and energy at georgiapower.com/save.
Blue White Weekly, a weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Presented by Optum Healthcare. They get you back to you. Georgia Power, a Southern company.
Welcome back into another edition of Blue White Weekly, your weekly look at Georgia Southern athletics. Big win for Georgia Southern football and head coach Chad Lunsford over the Texas State Bobcats, 15-13 out in San Marcos. And Danny, Coach Lunsford talked about all week long, this was the juice game for Georgia Southern.
That's right, Colin. This week they would not have the power of Paulson on their side, so they had to bring their own juice on the road to get the victory.
We'll take a look back at those highlights now. Once again, Georgia Southern taking on Texas State out in San Marcos, Texas. We started off with under 9 minutes to go in the first quarter, as Texas State had gotten it down to the 1-yard line for Georgia Southern. 4th and goal, and Tyler Vitt up the middle, but stopped by Jay Bowdry, along with Chris Harris Jr., and it's a turnover on downs, and it's Georgia Southern football with no score. Later on in the first quarter, again for Georgia Southern defense on 2nd and 17 at the Texas State 43. Tyler Vitt drops back and is sacked for a 6-yard loss. Chris Harris Jr. out of Savannah will get the stat, and it backs Texas State up even more. On into the second quarter, this time on the offensive side for Georgia Southern, facing a 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line. Wesley Fields would take it in up the middle from 5 yards out, and it gives Georgia Southern a lead. 7-0 after Tyler Bass's point after. Just over a minute and a half to go in the second quarter as Texas State facing a 1st and 10, but again, Tyler Vitt drops back but is sacked for a 9-yard loss. This time it's Trevor Vleem and Raymond Johnson III that bring Vitt down. The next play for Texas State, Vitt tries to fire it over the middle, but Josh Moon will pick it out of the air and return it 34 yards down to the Texas State 17. It would set up Georgia Southern in good field position, but the drive stalls and Tyler Bass has to come on for a 24-yard field goal that splits the uprights. and gives Georgia Southern a 10-0 lead as we go to the halftime locker room. Into the second half, after Georgia Southern drive stalls with 4th and 18 at their own 41-yard line, McGill Bowerly, who had a heck of a ball game out in San Marcos, punts this one away. Hutch White gets knocked down after a Georgia Southern defender was blocked into him, actually touches the football. It's recovered by Najee Thompson at the Texas State 21-yard line, and Georgia Southern continues the drive for the Eagles. After another great punt by McGill Bowerly pins Texas State deep in their own territory at their own 5-yard line, Willie Jones, who had come in to replace Tyler Vitt at quarterback, is sacked for a 5-yard loss and a safety. Lane Egdon and Raymond Johnson III pick up the 2 points for Georgia Southern. On the ensuing drive in the third quarter for Georgia Southern, another drive would stall, but Tyler Bass would come in and knock it through the bars from 43 yards out and give Georgia Southern a 15-0 lead. The next drive for Texas State, the first play of the drive, as the tight end Keenan Brown on the jet sweep 61 yards down to the Georgia Southern 4-yard line. He's tackled by Monquavian Brinson to set up first and goal. 2 plays later, Keenan Brown again, this time over right in, would pick up the final 3 yards and touchdown for Texas State, would make it 15-7 in favor of Georgia Southern. Late in the fourth quarter out in San Marcos, 1st and 10 for Texas State. Tyler Vitt back in the ballgame at quarterback would connect with Jeremiah Haydell from 29 yards out, would put Texas State back on the board at 15-13. They would go for 2 and come up empty as Georgia Southern, the final play of the ballgame, Shai Wertz scrambles around, just heaves it up into the air as time expires, and Georgia Southern with a 15-13 victory over the Texas State Bobcats. When we return on the other side of the break, we catch up with head men's golf coach Carter Collins in Coach's Corner.
What is acquire? Acquire is a part of life. It's when you buy a car, a new home, or a fun family vacation. You acquire the things that make living better, like a great education, a beautiful wedding for your daughter, or even a piano for the grandchildren. We are the Q in Acquire, Queensboro, and we're in the business of lending for the joys of living. So when you're ready to acquire, call Q, Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
It's time to pack your bags because Savannah Hilton Head International offers nonstop flights to a variety of major cities, including Nashville, Chicago, Toronto, Canada, Philadelphia, and many more. 8 airlines, 26 nonstop destinations. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Domino's delivery drivers are experts at handling bad roads. But those roads shouldn't ruin your pizza when you carry out. So we're doing something about them, starting with this one. If your drive home is rough on pizza, tell us at pavingforpizza.com so we can fix roads across the country. Then carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each.
Okay, look, if you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. That's why this is the view for every other full-size pickup. And this year, it's deja vu all over again. Because only the Ford F-150 with its high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body gives you best-in-class torque, best-in-class payload, and you got it, baby, best-in-class towing. Still leading the pack. This is the big dog. This is the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Blue White Weekly, a weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Presented by International Diamond Center, better selection and value guaranteed. Presented by Ford and your Georgia neighborhood Ford dealers. Ford, go further.
Welcome into another edition of Coach's Corner here on Blue White Weekly, your weekly look at Georgia Southern athletics as we step into the Bennett Ramsey Golf Facility, joined by head coach for Georgia Southern men's golf, Carter Collins. And Coach, fresh off a trip from South Bend, Indiana, second as a team, and you place individually as well.
Yes, this past week at South Bend was a very good week for our program. It's one of the toughest fields we'll see all year, national competition, and we performed well. Stephen Fisk performed extraordinarily well, winning his 3rd individual title this fall against, again, some of the best competition we've seen. So very proud of him for getting the win, and the team shooting 34 under over 3 days at a very difficult golf course was fun to be a part of, and earned us a 2nd place finish, which is not what we came for, but still, we still have perspective on how well the team played, and we beat a lot of really good teams, so hopefully we can keep it going in that direction.
Now, I hear before you guys hit the course, you got a pretty cool experience getting to tour Notre Dame. What was that like? We did. John Hannigan, the coach at Notre Dame, did a phenomenal job with this event. He really rolled out the red carpet for a lot of programs that come in, and we've all seen the Notre Dame stories, the Rudies, and everything that comes with Notre Dame, but get to experience it was pretty cool. Coach Hannigan allowed every team to walk on the football field. He allowed all the teams to walk down the hallway and touch the Play Like a Champion sign, and we had dinner one night at the stadium. So there were really cool things attached with this event. Just made it a little more special, but we appreciate them doing that for us. You've been with this program for a long time now. What have you seen the biggest growth in this program from when you first got here until now? I think college golf as a whole has grown in a completely different direction in the last 4 or 5 years. It's definitely chasing more towards tougher schedules and facilities, and recruiting has become a lot more difficult than it has in the past maybe 6 or 8 years. So I think we've done a good job of keeping up with the times with the facilities. We feel like ours stack up against everybody's in the country's facility, but also schedule-wise, we've been able to get in some really good events in the last few years, and that's helped our strength of schedule, and it's also helped show these guys that we're pushing them to get better every single week by putting them through the best competition that we can find. Carter, appreciate your time, and good luck the rest of the year. Thank you, Colin. Appreciate it. Once again, that's head men's golf coach Carter Collins here on Coach's Corner, presented by Ford and your Georgia neighborhood Ford dealers. On the other side of the break, we'll dive deeper into Georgia Southern athletics when we return.
There are so many fast and easy ways to make your home more energy efficient. Find tools and resources to help you save money and energy at georgiapower.com/save.
Wow, look at Jim go. Man, that guy works hard. Courtside seats.
Multitasking isn't for the faint of heart.
I'm in.
It takes experience, skill.
Hey babe, do you have my credit card? I can't find it.
Nope, I haven't seen it.
I'll keep looking.
And a bank that helps you take care of business from anywhere.
We could use more guys like Jim around here.
BB&T. All we see is you.
It's time to pack your bags because Savannah Hilton Head International offers nonstop flights to a variety of major cities, including Nashville, Chicago, Toronto, Canada, Philadelphia, and many more. 8 airlines, 26 nonstop destinations. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Domino's delivery drivers are experts at handling bad roads. But those roads shouldn't ruin your pizza when you carry out. So we're doing something about them, starting with this one. If your drive home is rough on pizza, tell us at pavingforpizza.com so we can fix roads across the country. Then carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each.
There are so many fast and easy ways to make your home more energy efficient. Find tools and resources to help you save money and energy at georgiapower.com/save.
Blue White Weekly, a weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Presented by Domino's, the world leader in pizza delivery.
Welcome back into another edition of Blue White Weekly, your weekly look at Georgia Southern athletics. A big reason for the success for the Georgia Southern offense, the quarterback, Shai Werts, Danny.
That's right, Colin. And Shai Werts is such a great quarterback on the field, but he's also an even greater individual off the field as well.
We dive deeper into Shai Werts off the field in this week's Inside Athletics edition.
My name's Shai Werts. I'm a redshirt sophomore, number 4, quarterback. I was really all over the place. I was younger, like running back, linebacker, how it is middle school. High school, my freshman year, I was free safety quarterback. After that first scrimmage, it was strictly quarterback from then on, a little bit of punt return, kick return when needed. I come from a place, high school, where, you know what I'm saying, on Friday nights, you know what I'm saying, they gonna come to the football game. So I felt like that's what it was about here. They love football, whether you winning or you losing. High school, we won a lot of games, and I wanted to go to the next level, and I wanted to keep winning. A few weeks ago, we lost everything in the house fire. When it happened, you know what I'm saying, I didn't even put it out. Somehow it got out. The EFA, they started like a way for fans to give money to my family, which has helped out tremendously. And I can never thank them enough for what they have done for me and my family. We've got off to a strong start. We got to continue to build on that each and every week. We cannot become complacent on the wins that we have. I know it's a lot of hype around our program now because of what we've done, what we've accomplished so far in these 3 games, but it don't stop here. We got a long season ahead. We start in conference, so you know we can't get complacent, and it's really go time now because we are in conference, and these are the games that matter the most.
On the other side of the break, we caught up with head coach Chad Lunsford just moments after the 15-13 victory in San Marcos.
As you soar above Statesboro, the landscape is changing. There's a rich heritage here. There's something new rising in downtown. Help us expand the legacy of downtown. For business opportunities, visit westdistrictstatesboro.com.
What is Acquire? Acquire is a part of life. It's when you buy a car, a new home, or a fun family vacation. You acquire the things that make living better, like a great education, a beautiful wedding for your daughter, or even a piano for the grandchildren. We are the Q in Acquire, Queensboro, and we're in the business of lending for the joys of living. So when you're ready to acquire, call Q, Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
We are world changers. We learn by doing, and our training prepares us for direct impact in our field. We are scholars. Even as undergrads, we work alongside our faculty to solve challenges facing our region, our state, and our world. We are leaders, experts, working with business and government partners for economic growth. This is Georgia Southern University, and we are the Eagle Nation.
Domino's delivery drivers are experts at handling bad roads. But those roads shouldn't ruin your pizza when you carry out. So we're doing something about them, starting with this one. If your drive home is rough on pizza, tell us at pavingforpizza.com so we can fix roads across the country. Then carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each.
Blue White Weekly, a weekly look inside Georgia Southern Athletics. Presented by International Diamond Center. Better selection and value guaranteed. Presented by Ford and your Georgia neighborhood Ford dealers. Ford, go further.
Welcome back into another edition of Blue White Weekly, your weekly look at Georgia Southern athletics. Again, a big victory for Georgia Southern football, 15-13 over the Texas State Bobcats to improve to 3-0 in Sun Belt play, 5-1 overall. As now Russ Brown of the Georgia Southern Sports Network caught up with Chad Lunsford just moments after the game.
What was the message to the team after the game?
Well, I started out because,
offense was a little disappointed with their performance. Defense obviously played really good with 9 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks, and obviously a safety that got us 15-13. And so, it was mixed emotions in there. And, the big piece, I heard one of the players say, hey, Coach, last year we were 0-6 at this point. And, and that was the message. I went in there and I said, look, this was a great team win. This was a great team win. Offense stepped up when they needed to. Special teams did a great job of flipping the field, and defense played a heck of a game, with those sacks, with those tackles for loss, and then putting points on the board, and then having 15. That's more than 13. And so, obviously, we're going to celebrate wins. And so we're sitting now at 5-1, and that's a whole lot better than where we were last year. So we're fired up.
There's some tough decisions for you in this ball game. The decision to kick the field goal right before the half. There's a 4th and short in the second half. You elected to punt and play defense, and all the decisions worked out well. Is that like a gut instinct thing for you? Do you have a system to help you make those decisions? How do you make those decisions?
We do what we call analytics. We have some that gives us recommendations on what we do, but for the most part, it ends up being gut feeling on how the game's going, how our defense is playing, how our offense is playing, and how well we're punting or kicking field goals. And so we've got weapons at field goal, kicker, and we got weapons at punter, and so we just got to be smart. When we're in a dogfight like this, it's about field position, and it's about, just making sure that we take care of each other, special teams, offense, defense.
Now, a little bit of extra time to prepare this week, but another long flight coming up next week with New Mexico State. What's the plan to get ready for that one?
Well, the big piece right now is, being that it's a Thursday night, we're going to make sure Friday and Saturday these guys get a little time off, and then get back at it Sunday. And then we're going to try to go ahead and get out to New Mexico about a day early just to go get used to things and make sure that we're good out there. But, the big piece to it is now we've gotten a flight out of the way. We've gotten a travel trip out of the way, and everybody kind of understands how it works. So just like we talk about week 1 to week 2 at the beginning of the season, that's what I'm going to talk about with this back-to-back road games right here, getting better from week 1 to week 2 on these road trips.
Well, congratulations on the 15-13 win, Coach. We always appreciate the time, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Once again, that's head coach Chad Lunsford just moments after the 15-13 victory over the Texas State Bobcats, visiting with Russ Brown of the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Next thing's next for Georgia Southern football. They head out to Las Cruces, New Mexico to take on the former Sun Belt rival in New Mexico State, now making the transition into an FBS independent. Georgia Southern looking for their 6th win of the season, and Eagle Nation, you know what that means. Bowl eligibility would be the first time for Georgia Southern that they got bowl eligible in 7 games.
The first time in over 2 years that the Eagles would be in contention for a bowl game, but also calling a big game this Saturday here at Eagle Field Erk Park. After men's soccer spent a 3-game road trip, they return home to Statesboro as they take on their in-state rivals, the Georgia State Panthers. That game will be at 7 o'clock on ESPN+, and a big conference matchup with the Sun Belt Conference Tournament just weeks around the corner.
Again, a 6 o'clock kickoff for Georgia Southern football against the New Mexico State Aggies out at Aggie Memorial Stadium in Las Cruces, New Mexico. That'll do it for us on another edition of Blue White Weekly, your weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. My thanks as always to everyone at the Multimedia Development Center. For Danny Wall, this is Colin Lacey saying so long, everybody.